Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching. This is part 3 of my question and answer videos I do every week. If you've got a question, go down there, ask me anything you want, leave your location, and come back next week, okay? Actually, I said in part 1, and I'll tell you guys again, I may not be here next week. This might be next week might be the first week that I don't do a Q&A in like 3.5 years. I'm in the process of a big move. I've been trying to do all year. It's been difficult with this virus. So I don't even know where this is going to go or like the place I'm going to is temporary even. So, but yeah. So I may not have videos next week for the first time. We'll see. That may change. I may be able to do them still. I'm going to try. I do this for you guys to have something to count on, to rely on, to look forward to feel like a part of community, for validation, all these things I do this for. So I don't want to let you down. I know how important these are for some of you. Thank you. And for that, if you could, subscribe to this channel, right? Vote, comment down there, share, post it, put it in a playlist, okay? Really help me. These videos are declining. The views are going down. And if you guys want to keep these around, can you try to promote them a little bit for me? Thank you. I hope that this information reaches people, that helps them and helps people from killing themselves. This is a big problem with this, is people committing suicide. So if you guys could help promote this, it might save someone's life. Thank you. All right. The first question for part 3 is from TT. And all I ask is give us your locations, please. Everyone, just tell us where you're from. Be general. Thank you. David, what time do you come live here every Monday? Thanks. And I read this just for you guys that are confused. These aren't live videos. I pre-record them. And I do this every Monday. I put them out at noon Pacific time. And it's so much more efficient this way. I've done lots of live videos before with guests and stuff. And they don't work out as well. I used to do live videos. I used to get up and do a live video at 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning for an hour and a half with my friend Nova in Australia. And they were great. I love doing them. Don't get me wrong. They're just not efficient enough. And what I mean by that is if I went live, I'd have to sit there and keep reading all your questions, and I'd miss tons of your questions, and you guys would get frustrated. And I just wouldn't be able to help you as much. This way, I can get all of your questions. I don't miss any of them, and I efficiently answer them. Okay? And I'll get sidetracked and stuff like this, and there's all kinds of different problems that can happen when it's live. I hope that makes sense, and I'm not against doing live videos at all. I'm thinking of doing them again still. I know I will eventually. But these, I just think are great this way. But give me your feedback, guys. Let me know what you think, okay? Thank you. Thanks for asking, TT. Next question. Is from Labis Love. Please tell us where you're located, please, guys. Locations. David, when you've been married 25 years, you've given your heart and your soul to the unity of marriage. You put up with all the childness of an NPD husband, the lying straight in your face, cheating, constant reassuring them that they are great, exhausting, the trying to reason with the unreasonable, and then you find out that they have been secretly bringing the supply to your family home. This fact alone nearly killed me. I just cannot believe the extent of this betrayal and how it could go this far. The disrespect of it. I feel as if a burglar entered my home. I'm just having a hard time accepting this. We have a grown son. The disrespect towards him. Can you explain the mentality of these individuals, heartless devils, when they are doing this? I answered your question in the last part, but it wasn't this extensive. I have more information. And I described this violation as a burglar in your house, right? And you talked about betrayal, and this is betrayal trauma. Betrayal trauma. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard that. It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. Betrayal trauma. It'll make somebody, never jealous, completely jealous. It'll make someone secure, insecure. It'll make it. We can't take it. We can't take it. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter how big you are. Doesn't matter how healthy you are. We cannot take people that we love violating us, betraying us. You want me to explain the mentality of these individuals, heartless devils. You've got people out there in the world, yes, that are trying to do everything they can to ruin your life and get you to kill yourself. Sociopaths, stuff like that. I don't know your husband, but just what you're describing is a typical narcissist, okay? And they're not totally aware of what they're doing. And empathy means I know how you feel. That takes awareness. They lack awareness. That's why they lack empathy. They're really not aware of how you feel. They're stunted. This is a developmental disorder, which means they never finish developing into an emotional adult. You are married to a child. You have children, or a child, a son, you have another one, him. You don't co-parent with them, you parallel parent. Okay? He never finished developing into an adult, so he doesn't know how to take care of himself. If you start to understand what the most important thing in our lives are meeting our emotional needs, and he doesn't know how to do that, and so whenever you see someone that you know, you love, doing weird things that don't make any sense, right? Unless there's something wrong with their brain, they have a brain tumor, they're senile, a medical condition or psychosis. If they're just have weird behaviors and you can't figure out what they're doing is trying to meet their emotional needs, but they don't know how. They're doing it the wrong way. And one way of doing this is cheating. I help clients who have cheated on their loved ones, and they're not all bad people, okay? They don't know how to navigate emotionally. They don't know how to give themselves what they need to meet their emotional needs. And if you start looking at some of these emotional needs, you'll see that it's privacy, autonomy, security, and these are reasons people cheat. Not just because it feels good down there. I believe truly that most people have sex not just because it feels good. It's more psychological, typically. Okay? I want someone to love me. I need security. I don't think I'm good enough. These kinds of reasons, okay? He hates himself. He's an ashamed little boy. And the narcissist is in their own world. When Narcissus, the Greek character who narcissists are named after, Narcissus, who fell in love with his own image, reflection in the pool, right? What that means is that's his world. That's it. Himself, looking back at himself. That's it. And people are merely just characters in his world. And he doesn't see them as real human beings, as inside. He doesn't know who he is. He hates anything in here, so he totally blocks himself off. And he becomes only what people think and only what people see. Okay? I don't know if any of that makes sense. I wish I could help you more. You can hire me and I'll help you more. But keep asking questions, please. And this kind of trauma, you need help. Okay? You need help. Give yourself the help you need. You deserve it. Thank you. Keep asking questions. Next one is from TT from Austin, Texas. Hello. Oh, you gave us your locations this time. Thank you. First of all, let me thank you for the awesome service you do for the humanity. Thank you very much. My mother is a greater narcissist. I love when I hear that. I'm sorry. I got to just pick on you for a second. That's from a narcissist, a literally diagnosed narcissist sociopath who makes videos, right? And you know that. The greater narcissist. Yeah. There's nothing great about a narcissist. He calls himself the greater narcissist, and that's how he deals with his own personality disorder. He says, I'm better than anyone else that has one. He's a narcissist. Stop trying to get help with your mental health from people that are personality disordered and abusive and exploitative. Right? You wouldn't go to a therapist that has a personality disorder, right? Don't do it. I know it's attractive. We're used to this and he's that, and we're used to narcissists and toxic people and he's that. So it feels right. I want to know exactly what they're thinking. It's not going to help you. It's not. You just called your mom a greater narcissist, as if she's better than the other ones. And I know what you mean. Greater being like on the spectrum, not as narcissistic or something. It's all BS. Anyways, I have survived her various types of abuse since age 3, and now in my 40s, I am no contact for the last 6 years. Recently using flying monkeys, she put me in a big trap. As always, I'm fighting to get out of it successfully. This time her trap was very unexpected. I lost myself, got diagnosed with CPTSD, severe anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and all those related emotional stuff. Yeah, all that fits under CPTSD. And I couldn't even go to work for months. and now working part-time. And yeah, our brain keeps work and emotional life separate, but when emotional life fails hard enough, it seeps into work life. I deserve to live in peace with my child. You certainly do. My question is, my teenage daughter, being brought up by me as a single mother, has been witnessing this woman's, your grandmother's, gaslighting, drama, abuse, and my emotional struggle since her birth. My doctor said she also has PTSD. How can I help my child to heal from this trauma? I definitely won't want her to fall into any narcissistic relationship in her adulthood. I'm working hard to make sure she grows up healthy and happy. But these events pop up, sporadically affect me, and she sees and feels it. She is a very intelligent, talented, calm child. Your therapist, your doctor said she also has PTSD. How can I help my child heal from it? Well, can your doctor? You said doctor, you mean a mental health practitioner or a medical doctor? I don't know how a medical doctor, maybe a medical doctor could know. But a medical doctor doesn't diagnose mental health. It's like going to a foot doctor for a heart. I don't know who this doctor is, but we go find a professional that treats CPTSD. And you call one up and you ask them. And don't let them just say, oh yeah, I do. Say, how? How do you do that? What was the other part of your question? So, we raise children with love. Okay? Most important thing in our life are emotional needs. So you better start teaching your children how to meet their emotional needs. And the best way to do that is you learn how to meet your emotional needs so you can teach your child. Okay? So mom gets help, the help that she needs, and get really healthy. And the goal is to learn how to love yourself. Learn how to meet your emotional needs so you can teach your child, and you can also have your child see a professional to help them do the same. If your child's brain is traumatized, we need to eliminate stress, and she needs to understand the past so she feels better, so she doesn't feel like a bad person, okay? But she won't trust people, she won't do well, she won't have healthy relationships, none of it, unless she knows how to meet her emotional needs, okay? Thank you. Oh, missed one. Emily from Latvia. Hello, Emily. I hope you are doing well. Thank you. Please kindly talk next Monday, if you can, about negative emotional flashbacks and how to deal with them. And is there a different approach for kids? How to teach kids to regulate emotions when negative inner critics hijacks brain. Okay, I'm going to answer the first part. How can you talk about negative emotional flashbacks and how to deal with them? So, emotional flashbacks. Every memory we have are emotionally charged experiences. And what that means is we didn't process the emotion. The good, happy ones, great, right? The bad, negative ones are still open. And so somebody says, oh, every time I see a pink stapler, man, it reminds me of when my husband used to beat me with a pink stapler in the head. And so when I see it, it's like, oh. Well, that means you need to heal from the experience. That's why you're having emotional flashback. We'll never change the experience, but we can change our emotion. Trauma means I don't understand. Too much for me to handle. So I take people back, right? And I get them to try to feel that emotion again, get inside that again, and then explain to them what really happened, what was really going on, okay? And they start learning how to calm themselves down. You calm them down until they feel better. And we close the emotion. Okay? And there should be no more emotional flashbacks. That might need to happen many times. Okay? Especially with like soldiers in war, police officers on duty, stuff like this. But it can be done. Some of the worst things we do with emotional flashbacks are ignore them. Anything we do that ignores emotion is the worst thing to do. Okay? And emotional flashbacks are unprocessed emotions due to a traumatic experience. You'll hear people all the time, years later, talk about an experience that happened years ago, and they're totally perfectly fine with it. Oh, it was great. But at the time, for the first year, it was horrible, awful. Oh, God. They must have processed these emotions and accepted how they feel and understood it really well by then. By the time that it's no big deal anymore, right? So we face emotional flashbacks by doing just that. We face them. If it's traumatic for me to drive by my exes or drive down this one road to go to work every day, we can take another route every day. It won't necessarily make it feel better. Okay? What we need is better experiences. Drive down the road and nothing happens, right? Nothing's going to happen. And now it's okay. Now it's okay. The more times we do that, it's okay. That's one way to deal with an emotional flashback. We do it. Okay? We do what causes this. And we have a decent outcome. It's okay. Hope that helps. If not, keep asking me. Thank you. This is not a question, but I feel like it's worth mentioning in case she needs these. And this is from Audrey. Regarding the mom from Scotland with the daughter diagnosed with BPD, one of the possibilities David suggested was that maybe she experienced trauma that she didn't talk about. This is what happened to me. I never spoke of the things that happened to me until my acting out got so bad that my mom accused me of being on drugs, which I was not. I finally broke down and told her of the trauma I won't go into here. Unfortunately, this only made things worse for me. I wish my mom would have dragged herself and me into counseling while she had some control. Maybe I wouldn't be here now, LOL. I'm just sharing this in hopes that I will give some perspective. I hope you do get help and be open to it. Thank you, Audrey. Yeah, totally, right? We had a nice woman, nice mother, really concerned with how her daughter's BPD, couldn't figure it out. And she's so traumatized but doesn't know how. And there's a array of things that it could be, from medical issues, some of this. But BPD, if you can't figure out why, there's quite possibly there's traumas that she doesn't know of, can't remember, she dissociated too much, or won't talk about. That's very common, actually. And I hope that helps the mom. Thank you, Audrey. And that's it. Yay! I was afraid I wouldn't get through this and I'd have to do a freaking part 4. That's it, guys. Please love yourself first. Okay? Take care of yourself first. Focus on your emotions first. Okay? If you can, please help me subscribing and voting and commenting down below and telling me where you're from and sharing this with other people. Okay? It would really, really help. I really, really would appreciate that. Anybody that wants coaching, daviddemars.com. And I may not be here next week. Don't freak out. It'll be 1 week. That's all. I promise I'll be here the next week. Still ask me questions, but now we're going to have to wait longer for the answers. I may change that. I may find a way to do these videos next week. I'm going to try. Okay, but I'm super, super busy. I'm all over the place, literally. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Okay, love yourself first. Thanks. Bye-bye.